Welcome, beautiful souls. Today, we are stepping into a space of limitless possibility. There is no dream too big, no desire too distant, and no vision too extraordinary for you to claim. Often we look at our dreams and think, this is impossible, but the truth is, impossibility exists only in the mind. What feels impossible is simply a reflection of untrained thought patterns. When we learn to align our beliefs with our desires, the universe begins to respond, and what once seemed out of reach becomes your natural reality. Believing before seeing is the first and most powerful step in manifesting anything in your life. Many of us make the mistake of waiting for evidence, waiting for proof, or waiting until the external world aligns perfectly before we allow ourselves to feel the joy of having what we desire. But the truth is, the external world always reflects your inner state. If you wait until you see it in your life, you are placing your power in the hands of circumstances outside of you. The moment you begin to believe it first, to feel it first, you step into the energy that creates reality itself. Belief is the seed, and the world is the soil that responds naturally when the seed is planted. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine yourself already living your desire. See it in vivid detail, as if it is happening right now. Notice how it feels in your body. Feel the satisfaction, the excitement, the freedom, or the peace that comes from having what you want. When you allow yourself to experience these feelings fully, even before the external world shows it to you, you are sending a signal to the universe that your desire is not just a dream, it is already real. This is the magic of assuming first. Your inner reality shapes your outer reality. Every thought you think and every feeling you hold acts like a magnet, drawing circumstances that match your inner world. The challenge most people face is that they are so attached to their current reality that they cannot imagine anything different. They look at what they have and what is lacking and say, I don't see it yet, so it must not be possible. This is the trap of the mind. It measures possibility based on what it sees, instead of creating possibility from the power of belief. The moment you start believing before seeing, you begin to break free from the limitations of the past and the limitations of appearances. You are no longer a passive observer waiting for life to hand you what you want. You become an active creator, shaping your world with your thoughts and feelings. Belief is not wishful thinking. It is not hoping or desperate longing. True belief is knowing with absolute certainty that what you desire is already yours. It is a quiet confidence, a deep inner knowing that does not rely on outside validation. When you hold this belief, you are aligning yourself with the frequency of your desire. You are matching the vibration of the reality you wish to experience, and the universe has no choice but to respond. The law of assumption works because energy always follows thought and feeling. When you are fully aligned in your mind and heart with your desire, you are already living it on an invisible level, and the invisible always precedes the visible. One of the most powerful ways to strengthen this belief is through imagination. Your imagination is the rehearsal space where the impossible becomes possible. When you imagine, you are practicing as if your desire is already true. You see it, hear it, and feel it as real. You allow yourself to step fully into the experience, and in doing so, you are training your subconscious mind to accept it as a fact. The subconscious does not know the difference between what is real and what is imagined with feeling. It takes your inner experience as truth, and it begins to create your reality in alignment with that truth. The more consistently you believe it before seeing it, the faster the world around you shifts to reflect that belief. Doubt may try to creep in. You may feel moments of uncertainty, questioning whether this is really possible. And that is natural. But remember, belief is a muscle that grows stronger with practice. Each time you return to the feeling of already having what you want, you reinforce that inner certainty. Each time you let go of the need for external proof and instead anchor yourself in the joy of your fulfilled desire, you are building momentum. Your belief becomes unwavering. Your energy becomes magnetic, and you are prepared to receive in ways that surprise and delight you. The key is to live as though it is already yours in every thought, every feeling, and every action. Speak as if it is already real. Move as if it is already true, and allow your heart to open fully to the experience. When you do this, you are no longer waiting. You are living from the place of your fulfilled desire, and life has a way of catching up to that energy in the most beautiful and unexpected ways. The world bends to belief, not doubt. The impossible bows to certainty. So today, make a commitment to yourself. Choose to believe before you see. Step into the energy of your fulfilled desire. Close your eyes, feel it as real, and carry that feeling with you throughout your day. Allow it to color every thought and every action. Trust that the universe is already responding to your inner reality, and that your outer world will soon mirror the brilliance of your belief. Remember, everything you desire begins with the simple, profound act of believing. Let yourself believe it fully, deeply, and completely, and watch as what once seemed impossible becomes your everyday reality. Feelings are the true currency of manifestation. Many people focus entirely on what they want, thinking that desire alone is enough to bring it into their life. But desire without feeling is like trying to drive a car without fuel. It may have the shape and form of movement, but it will not take you anywhere. The energy you carry within your emotions is far more powerful than your thoughts alone. It is the language the universe understands. Your feelings, whether of joy, gratitude, love, or certainty, act as the signal that attracts your desires into physical reality. Every desire you have is like a seed planted in the fertile soil of your consciousness. But a seed cannot grow without nourishment. Feelings are that nourishment. When you feel excitement, when you feel peace, when you feel the satisfaction of having what you want, you are watering your seeds with the energy that allows them to sprout and bloom. Conversely, when you focus on fear, doubt, or lack, you are depriving your seed of life, and the external world reflects that absence of energy. The universe does not respond to the words you speak or the mental images you create unless those images are charged with the emotion of reality. Feeling is the force that bridges the gap between imagination and manifestation. Consider how often people focus on trying to figure out the how of their desires. They plan, strategize, and analyze endlessly, hoping that control over the external world will bring them what they want. But without emotional alignment, all that planning is empty. The universe is not moved by logic or strategy alone. It responds to vibration, to the energy of your inner state. When your heart resonates with your desire, when your body and mind are immersed in the joy of having it, the universe aligns effortlessly to bring the outer circumstances into harmony with that inner reality. Feeling is not an accessory to manifestation. It is the very foundation. To cultivate this alignment, it is essential to become aware of your emotions at all times. Notice how your body reacts when you think about your desire. Are you tense or relaxed, excited or worried, confident or doubtful? Your emotional state is a mirror of your vibrational alignment. If you feel lack or frustration, it is a sign that your vibration is out of harmony with your desire. The remedy is simple, though it requires practice. Consciously shift your focus to the feeling of already having what you want. Close your eyes and imagine it. Let yourself feel the gratitude, the peace, the exhilaration. Allow the sensations of fulfillment to flow through you, and you will be sending a clear magnetic signal to life that your desire is ready to manifest. Gratitude is one of the most powerful tools for emotional alignment. When you feel gratitude for what is already present, you are training your mind and body to resonate with abundance. The act of feeling thankful is more than polite. It is the vibrational frequency of receiving. Gratitude primes your consciousness to recognize opportunities and synchronicities that match your desires. When you pair gratitude with the feeling of your desires already being fulfilled, you are effectively accelerating the process of manifestation. The universe mirrors back the energy you radiate. What you feel inside becomes your outer reality. It is also important to understand that feelings are contagious. They shape your thoughts, your actions, and your reality. A positive, inspired, and abundant feeling will guide your decisions toward alignment with your desires. Negative, fearful, or doubtful emotions, on the other hand, will create resistance and delay. Manifestation is not a process of forcing or pushing. It is a gentle, consistent practice of emotional alignment. When you make feeling your priority, you allow life to flow to you effortlessly. You do not have to fight or struggle. You simply embody the state of having and allow circumstances to catch up. Many people underestimate the subtle power of feelings. They think that actions alone can create results, but the truth is that energy always precedes matter. The physical world is a reflection of the vibrational frequency you hold. Feeling as if your desire is real plants that frequency deep within your subconscious mind, and life responds naturally. The moment you feel the truth of what you want, you are already creating it on an invisible level. The outer world simply mirrors the inner reality that you consistently nurture through your emotions. So begin today to treat your feelings as the most valuable currency you possess. Whenever you notice doubt or lack, gently shift your focus to the sensation of fulfillment. Practice gratitude, immerse yourself in joy, and consciously feel the reality you wish to create. With every moment you align your emotions with your desires, you are drawing your dreams closer, bridging the gap between the impossible and the inevitable. Remember, life responds to the vibrational language of your heart, not the mental chatter of your mind. Your feelings are the true currency of creation, and when you invest them wisely, miracles are inevitable. One of the most important lessons in manifesting the life you desire is learning to release the how. So often, we become fixated on the details, on the plan, and on controlling every step along the way. We think if I just figure out how this will happen, then I can finally have it. But the truth is, the how is never the responsibility of the mind. The universe is infinitely intelligent, and it knows exactly how to bring your desires into reality in ways you cannot yet imagine. When you release the how, you are stepping out of limitation and into the flow of infinite possibilities. Control is an illusion. When we try to orchestrate every detail, we create resistance. We trap ourselves in a small, linear view of life, imagining that only one path will lead to fulfillment. But life is not linear. Life is expansive, miraculous, and often far more creative than we could ever dream. When you insist on knowing the steps, you are often blocking the very experiences that could exceed your expectations. Surrendering the how is not giving up. It is trusting that the universe is far more capable of delivering your desires than your mind ever could. Imagine planting a seed and then demanding to see the roots, the shoots, and the flowers all at once. If you obsess over the process, you may inadvertently disrupt the natural growth. But if you trust the seed, nourish it, and allow it to grow, it will flourish in its own perfect timing. Your desires work the same way. You plant the seed with your belief and your feelings, and then you release the details. Let the universe handle the logistics, the timing, and the perfect unfolding. Your role is to hold the energy, to remain aligned, and to feel the joy of your desire as if it is already yours. Releasing the how also requires faith in your own alignment. When you assume your desire is already true and feel it deeply, you are signaling to life that you are ready to receive. This signal is far stronger than any plan or strategy you could devise. The universe responds to vibrational alignment, not to intellectual reasoning. The more you hold on to control, the more tension and doubt you create, and these energies delay manifestation. But when you let go and trust, you are creating space for life to orchestrate miracles in ways that often surpass your imagination. Many people resist this process because they are trained to rely on logic and visible proof. They want to see the path before stepping forward. And when it does not appear, they feel frustrated or discouraged. But true manifestation requires stepping into the unknown with confidence. It requires choosing faith over fear, trust over control. It is about moving forward while holding the feeling of already having what you want, without needing to know the exact route life will take to deliver it. Every step you take with faith accelerates the process and aligns you with opportunities that may never have been visible if you were stuck in a rigid plan. Another reason releasing the how is so powerful is that it opens the door to creativity and synchronicity. When you stop micromanaging the process, you allow life to show up in ways that surprise and delight you. You may meet people, discover opportunities, or experience breakthroughs that you could never have imagined. These unexpected gifts are often far more abundant and rewarding than the solutions your mind could have created. The universe works in perfect harmony when you trust, and the how is always far more magical than you could plan. It is natural for the mind to resist this surrender. The mind loves certainty, step-by-step instructions, and visible proof. But manifestation is not a mental exercise, it is a vibrational one. Your desire exists on an energetic level long before it appears physically. Your job is to hold that vibration, to align your feelings and your belief with the reality you wish to create, and to let life bring it to you effortlessly. The how is never a task. It is a mystery that unfolds perfectly when you are aligned. Start today by practicing this release. Each time you catch yourself worrying about the details or trying to figure out the steps, take a deep breath and shift your focus back to the feeling of fulfillment. Imagine your desire as already realized. Feel the excitement, the peace, the joy. Let the universe handle the rest. Trust that life is always conspiring in your favor, that every circumstance, every opportunity, and every connection is aligning to bring your dreams into reality. By letting go of the how, you are stepping into a space of effortless creation where miracles can occur naturally, easily, and joyfully. Remember, the how is never your concern. Your concern is to believe, to feel, and to allow. Release control, release doubt, and trust the process. The universe knows exactly how to bring your desire to you. When you surrender fully, what once seemed impossible becomes inevitable, and your life unfolds in the most beautiful, effortless, and magical way. Consistency is the secret ingredient that transforms dreams into reality. Many people believe that a single act of faith, a single moment of belief, or a single visualization is enough to manifest their desires. But manifestation is not a one-time event. It is a daily practice, a gentle but powerful rhythm that trains your mind, body, and soul to align with your highest vision. The universe responds not to occasional effort, but to persistent, unwavering alignment. Consistency is what turns belief into experience, imagination into reality, and desire into fulfillment. Think of consistency as a river flowing toward the ocean. The water moves steadily, day after day, year after year, carving paths, shaping landscapes, and eventually reaching its destination. It is not a sudden rush or a single splash that brings the river to the sea. It is the steady, continuous movement that makes the impossible possible. Your practice of alignment works in exactly the same way. Every time you return to the feeling of your fulfilled desire, every time you imagine it vividly, every time you hold gratitude for it, you are adding energy to the flow that carries your dream into your life. Consistency is more than repetition. It is devotion. It is a commitment to yourself and to the vision you hold. Even on days when doubt arises, even when circumstances appear to contradict your desire, you return to the practice. You visualize, you feel, you affirm, you immerse yourself in the energy of having, knowing that the invisible world is already responding to your persistent focus. The magic of consistency is that it builds momentum. Each day of alignment strengthens the vibration of your desire, until eventually, manifestation is no longer a distant possibility. It becomes an inevitable reality. One of the reasons consistency is so powerful is that it trains the subconscious mind. Your conscious mind can hold a vision for a few moments, but it is the subconscious that creates the blueprint for reality. When you consistently feed your mind and heart with the feeling of your fulfilled desire, you are programming your subconscious to accept it as truth. Your subconscious cannot distinguish between what is imagined with feeling and what is real. By consistently holding your desired state, you remove doubt, fear, and resistance, allowing your inner world to fully align with your vision. Consistency also creates trust. The universe loves a steady, reliable energy. When you practice alignment daily, you are sending a message that you are serious, that you are ready, and that you believe in the reality of your desires. This trust does not come from forcing outcomes or obsessing over details. It comes from quietly and persistently nurturing the feeling of fulfillment. Life responds to that steadiness, to that unwavering faith, and opens doors that would remain closed to those who practice only occasionally or half-heartedly. It is natural to feel impatient. We live in a world of instant gratification, and it can be tempting to give up if results are not immediate. But the law of manifestation is not about speed, it is about alignment. Consistency bridges the gap between desire and reality. Each day you practice, even if the outer world shows no visible change, you are strengthening the vibration that must manifest in your life. The small, daily acts of belief, visualization, and feeling compound over time, creating results that seem miraculous because they are built on a foundation of persistence and inner certainty. To cultivate consistency, make it a joyful practice rather than a chore. Begin your day by connecting with your desires. Close your eyes, feel them as already fulfilled, and carry that vibration throughout your day. Remind yourself of your vision whenever doubt arises. Speak affirmations that resonate with your heart. Take small actions guided by intuition that align with your inner knowing. Over time, these practices become effortless, forming a seamless rhythm that naturally maintains your connection to your desired reality. Remember that consistency does not mean rigidity. It does not mean forcing or straining yourself. It means gently and steadily returning to alignment again and again, regardless of external circumstances. Life may present challenges, distractions, or moments of doubt, but the consistent practice of feeling, imagining, and believing keeps you anchored in the frequency of your desire. It is this constancy that transforms the unseen into the seen, the imagined into the tangible, and the impossible into the inevitable. Consistency is the silent, invisible work that creates visible miracles. It is the daily act of devotion, the repeated return to belief, and the persistent cultivation of aligned feelings that moves your desires from thought into reality. Make a commitment to yourself today. Return to your vision every day, hold the feeling of fulfillment without hesitation, and trust the process. The universe honors consistency. It rewards those who do not waver, who persist in faith, and who remain devoted to the energy of their dreams. When you combine belief with consistent practice, you create a force so powerful that nothing can resist it, and the life you have imagined becomes your life indeed. Many people go through life carrying beliefs that silently shape their reality, yet they never stop to question them. These beliefs, often formed in childhood or as a result of past experiences, act like invisible barriers that limit what we think is possible. They whisper, "You are not enough, you can't do this, or this will never happen for you." And without conscious awareness, we accept these messages as truth, allowing them to dictate our choices, our actions, and even our dreams. The first step in creating a life of abundance, joy, and fulfillment is to recognize these limiting beliefs and consciously transform them into empowering truths. Limiting beliefs are not facts. They are simply thoughts you have repeated over and over until your mind and subconscious mind accepted them as reality. The good news is that if these thoughts can be learned, they can also be unlearned. Each time you choose to challenge a limiting belief, you create a space for a new, empowering thought to take root. Transformation begins with awareness. Notice the beliefs that come up when you think about your goals. Notice the excuses, the doubts, and the fears. These are not your truth. They are old programming. Once you identify them, you can begin the process of replacing them with thoughts that serve you, uplift you, and align you with the life you desire. Empowering truths are statements that resonate deeply with your soul, that expand your sense of possibility and instill confidence in your ability to create. They are affirmations of your worth, your capability, and your right to receive. When you repeat these truths consistently, you are sending a new message to your subconscious mind. You are retraining your mental and emotional patterns to support your desires instead of limiting them. For example, if the old belief is I am not capable of success, the empowering truth could be I am capable of achieving all that I desire and I grow stronger every day. Each repetition strengthens the neural pathways in your brain, solidifying the new belief as your natural state of mind. Transformation requires consistency and practice. It is not enough to simply say an empowering statement once. Limiting beliefs are often deeply entrenched, repeated over years or decades. To create lasting change, you must replace them with empowering truths every day. Write them down, speak them aloud, and immerse yourself in the feeling of their truth. Visualize yourself acting from this new belief. Feel the freedom, the confidence, and the joy that comes from living without limitation. The more consistently you feed your mind and heart with empowering beliefs, the more natural they become and the more your external reality begins to reflect them. It is also essential to align your feelings with your new beliefs. A thought alone is not enough if your emotions contradict it. For example, you can repeat, I am worthy of love and abundance, but if deep down you feel unworthy or undeserving, the old belief will continue to dominate. Transformation occurs when you pair the thought with feeling. Allow yourself to fully experience the joy, the security, and the excitement of your new belief. When your emotions and thoughts are in harmony, your subconscious mind cannot resist. It accepts the new truth as reality and begins to align your life accordingly. Another key to transforming limiting beliefs is forgiveness. Often these beliefs are tied to past experiences or people who influenced us. Holding on to resentment, regret, or blame keeps old programming in place. By practicing forgiveness, you release the emotional charge that fuels the limiting belief. This does not mean forgetting or condoning what happened. It means freeing yourself from the mental and emotional chains that hold you back. Once you forgive and release, you create space for empowering truths to flourish. Finally, remember that you are the ultimate authority in your life. You have the power to choose your beliefs, to rewrite your mental script, and to design your reality from a place of possibility. Every limiting belief you replace with an empowering truth expands your potential, opens doors that were previously closed, and brings you closer to the life you envision. This is the essence of transformation, turning old, confining thoughts into thoughts that uplift, energize, and guide you toward your highest good. Transformation is a daily practice, a journey of conscious choice, and a declaration of your innate power. Begin each day by identifying any limiting beliefs that arise. Challenge them gently but firmly. Replace them with empowering truths that resonate with your heart. Feel these truths deeply, live them fully, and trust the process. Over time, you will notice a profound shift in your thoughts, your feelings, and the reality you experience. The impossible becomes possible. Limitations dissolve, and your life transforms into a reflection of the beliefs you now choose to hold. One of the most powerful and joyful keys to manifestation is learning to let life surprise you. So often we approach our desires with rigid expectations, trying to control every detail and insisting that the universe deliver exactly as we imagine. We create blueprints in our minds and insist on a specific timeline, a specific way, or a particular sequence of events. But life is infinitely more creative than we are. When we allow ourselves to release control and open our hearts to surprises, we step into a space where miracles can occur, often in ways far beyond what we could have anticipated. Letting life surprise you is an act of trust. It is saying, I do not need to know every step. I do not need to hold the reins. I trust that the universe knows exactly how to bring my desires to me in the perfect way at the perfect time. This trust does not come from passivity. It comes from a deep understanding that the force that brought your desires into your heart is far more capable of delivering them than your mind could ever be. By releasing control, you open yourself to synchronicities, opportunities, and moments of magic that would never appear if you insisted on doing it all yourself. When we insist on a specific how, we often block the very paths that would lead to our fulfillment. We may overlook opportunities, dismiss intuition, or ignore the subtle guidance that life presents because it does not match our rigid plan. The moment we relax, the moment we allow ourselves to be pleasantly surprised, new doors begin to open. The universe works through infinite possibilities, and the outcomes it provides are often far better than what we could have designed. Miracles appear when we move from rigid expectation to playful trust. Playfulness is a key aspect of letting life surprise you. Too often we take manifestation too seriously. We fret, we stress, and we obsess over details, believing that we must force results to appear. But life responds to joy, to lightness, and to energy that is free of tension. When you allow yourself to embrace curiosity, wonder, and delight, you create an energetic invitation for unexpected blessings. The more you can step into a state of anticipation rather than control, the more life will surprise you with experiences that feel miraculous, effortless, and perfectly aligned. Another essential element is detachment. Detachment does not mean giving up or losing your desire. It means releasing attachment to a particular outcome, a particular timing, or a particular way of achieving your goal. It is the gentle act of holding your vision with love and faith while allowing the universe to orchestrate the perfect unfolding. When you detach, you remove resistance. You stop blocking your desires with anxiety, doubt, or impatience. Instead, you create a space for miracles to arrive naturally, for opportunities to present themselves, and for the unexpected to become a source of delight and growth. Life surprises us when we are fully present. Often we are so focused on what we want that we overlook the beauty and opportunity in the moment. By practicing awareness and appreciation for the present, we attune ourselves to the subtle guidance, signs, and synchronicities that life provides. The universe communicates through timing, through people, and through seemingly random events that carry divine messages. When you are open to surprises, you can see these signals, follow them, and allow them to lead you to outcomes that exceed your imagination. Trust is strengthened when you witness the small surprises that life already provides. Often, we think of manifestation as a distant event, but life is constantly giving us evidence of its intelligence. A chance encounter, a sudden idea, an unexpected solution, these are all reminders that life is creative and abundant. By acknowledging and celebrating these little miracles, you cultivate the faith necessary to embrace larger surprises. You begin to understand that the universe is always at work, arranging circumstances for your highest good, often in ways that are invisible until they unfold. Letting life surprise you also teaches patience and humility. It reminds us that we do not have to know everything, control everything, or force everything to happen on our schedule. We learn to trust the process, to remain aligned with our desires, and to cultivate the feelings of already having what we want. In doing so, we invite the universe to act on our behalf in ways that are often far more magnificent than our own imagination could create. Life surprises are not deviations, they are enhancements, elevating our experiences and guiding us to a fulfillment that is effortless, abundant, and joyful. Today, choose to let life surprise you. Release the need for rigid control. Step into trust, curiosity, and joy. Celebrate the small miracles. Embrace the unexpected and remain aligned with the energy of your desires. When you do this, you create space for the impossible to unfold, for your dreams to manifest in ways that exceed your expectations, and for your life to become a continuous flow of wonder, magic, and miraculous fulfillment.